Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video, I thought that, since I reviewed to you Wilfred Season 1, finally got the name right, it's Wilfred, not Wilfred. I don't know why I said Wilfred, it's Wilfred. But since I reviewed Wilfred Season 1 and I reviewed the first 2 episodes of Season 3, I thought that it'd be the perfect time to review Season 2. Now, Season 2 just came out on DVD Tuesday. I was contemplating whether or not to get it, but it was quite cheap actually, only being like $18. That's how much it was. It's only $18. And so I got Season 2. I didn't want to wait till it came out on Netflix because I just really wanted to see Season 2. And so now I'm going to review Season 2. And with Season 1, I thought it was a pretty good show. I mean, it was very funny at times, but there were some episodes that were better than others. And I just didn't absolutely love the show. But I'm very happy to say that Season 2 is so much better than Season 1. I mean, it has such a great storyline. There are so many funny episodes. These two are better. Jason Gann and Elijah Wood are better than ever, especially Jason Gann. And it's just a really, really good season, and definitely, probably the best out of the 2 I've seen. It's just really, really good. So, as the last season ended, which you guys remember how I felt about the season finale, I really, really loved the season finale. Don't really need to get into that again, but pretty much it takes place directly after that. We see Ryan in this mental institution. The first episode is called Progress. And it's pretty much, we see Ryan in this mental institution. We see him talking to Robin Williams. And then we see the phone's ringing, I'm just going to ignore that. We see Robin Williams, and we also see how he sees Wilfred in a wheelchair. And things start to get crazy, and we find out that Ryan is having all these hallucinations, pretty much. And he's having these hallucinations, and in the dream they had, Robin Williams basically told him how dreams sort of predict the future, and that's sort of what happens with this. And that's pretty much what the first episode was pretty much about. And that kind of sets the tone for the season, which is him basically thinking he's going crazy. You know, we see a lot of Ryan by himself this season. And I will get to that. But then, when we finally get to the actual first episode, that one was just like a farce. It was really, really good, though. Like, I really recommend you check out the first episode. But I am going to warn you that it's probably one of the weirdest half an hours of TV you could ever see. Definitely for me, that was a weird-ass episode. I mean, it was very weird. But then we get to the actual first episode where we see that Wilfred has kind of now, he's kind of spent so much time with Jenna and Drew that he's starting to get unattached to Ryan. He's starting to care much more about Jenna and Drew, and you like Drew, especially Drew, because I mean, Wilfred despises Drew. And we see a completely different side of him in the first episode. And so from then on, it's all about Ryan trying to get Wilfred back. In the process, Ryan has been on his own a lot. You basically can tell that this has probably been going on for a while now, with him not knowing where Wilfred is. We know it's been like 2 weeks, but in that 2 weeks, Ryan now has this new job. It's not really, he likes the job, but it's not really, he's only doing it to get money, basically. It's a pretty boring job. He doesn't really like it. But in this job, he meets this girl, Amanda, who becomes his love interest. And the whole reason that he has his love interest is because he's trying to get over Jenna, because Jenna found out, of course, she wasn't pregnant because he mixed up, his sister's, body fluids with Jennas. You know, he mixed it so she thought she was pregnant, but now Drew knows she's not pregnant, so now they are engaged, and he's trying to get over Jenna, where in the process he meets Amanda. And at first, Amanda seems like a really silly person, but over time, their relationship, I really liked the relationship. It was very cute. It's very short, but it's very cute. And over time, you can tell that Amanda is slightly crazy. One of the things that they have to go through this season with Amanda, though, is that she doesn't like dogs. And the interesting thing is that Wilfred actually helps her get over her fear of dogs. And there was pretty much this whole thing with how her father basically was attacked by a dog. Not attacked by a dog, but her father was eaten by a dog after he died, and that's pretty much why she's afraid. But Wilfred ends up healing her and helping her out. Remember how in season 1 he healed people in the hospital? Well, in this, he heals her heart. He helps her heart. You know, he opens her up to the world, and now she does like dogs, and that's pretty much what happens there. They do eventually break up, though. Ryan and Amanda do break up eventually when she basically decides that he basically decides that this isn't working out, and that they need to take a break for a while, and that's pretty much what happens with them. So yeah, that's pretty much what happens with Ryan, and I really like seeing Ryan on his own a lot. And he also has this friend who he comes to every now and then. I really liked his friend. He's this guy who I don't remember his name. He's introduced in episode 7, Avoidance, but I really liked his character, and I like seeing that Ryan has another friend other than Wilfred, and that he had other friends besides Wilfred, so it was very interesting to see us go farther into Ryan himself. I like that we got a lot of that. The other thing that I loved, and if you can't tell already, is that every single episode this season has some kind of advancing the plot. I mean, there is a recurring storyline throughout the whole season, and as you can tell, there's a lot of recurring storylines. The other person who has a big storyline is Jenna. As I said, Jenna and Drew are engaged, and she pretty much is trying to go through all the wedding plans. There's a large period in the season, episodes, let's see, episodes 4 and 5, episodes 4 and 5, she's not in, but then she's like in and out this whole season, but then once she is finally back, it's really good, and I mean, her character's better than ever. You know, she's still the sweet, loving character, but something happens to her. She was on the news network. She works at the news, and there was this video of her online, and now it's gone viral, basically. So the whole, the rest of the season, it's her trying to get her career back on track without people, virally and, personally humiliating her. And that's pretty much what her plot of the season is her trying to get people to not humiliate her, trying to get her career back on track, because, I mean, she sort of humiliated herself. I don't remember if she was drunk or something, but it's in episode 6 or 7. It's in either episode 6 or 7, but it is a very funny video. I am going to recommend, though, that it goes on for a while. I recommend you do not watch the short on here, News at Noon with Jenna, because it's extended, and it's just the same thing over and over again. You get to see the YouTube video, basically. So, yeah, I really liked that we had a good storyline with Jenna. The other person who we got a really good storyline with is Kristen. Kristen, Ryan's sister. She, of course, is pregnant, and she kind of comes to stay with Ryan in episode 4, and the cool thing is that she stuck around for quite a while this season. I think she stuck around last season, but I was not as interested in her character as I was in this. I was very invested in her character the entire time. Her character, she pretty much has nowhere to go because the guy, whoever the father is of her child, he doesn't really care about her, and she kind of has nowhere else to go except with Ryan. And I really like that we delved deeper into her storyline. And then we also have Ryan's mother. Oh, by the way, Wilfred hates fetuses. He absolutely hates the baby. He wants to kill the baby. And that episode was absolutely hilarious, but it also was very heartfelt. I like that one. And then the other thing we have is with Ryan's mother. Ryan's mother has returned, and I really loved her episode. I thought it was funny, but then we also find out that she has this mental illness where every so often she thinks Ryan is Ryan's father. So she keeps calling him by the wrong name, and we find out that she has a disease, and that she needs to she needs to get help. So he checks her into rehab, and she gets help there, and we see what happens to her there. So that's pretty much what happens to her, and that's pretty much the season. But then, things do start to get a little crazy. Most of the season, as I said, is them, close to the end, it's Ryan trying to prepare for Jen and Drew's wedding. But now I'm going to talk about the season finale. So I think some people probably have just got this DVD and maybe they didn't see the season 2 finale. So just to be safe, if you did not see the season 2 finale of Wilfred, do not watch the rest of this video because I'm talking major spoilers here. Now, I did a bad thing. I watched the season 3 premiere before watching the season 2 finale. I already knew what happened though because they had said it in the previously part of the episode. So let me just get to it. First thing I want to talk about, of course, is what happened to Amanda. I thought it was great that basically she ended up going crazy because I always had this feeling, just from like the first line she has, the first line that we see of Amanda in the entire series is her talking about how she's a sex addict, and I always had this feeling that she was slightly crazy, and she was extremely crazy. You know, she ended up framing one of the guys that he worked with, and she ends up going to get help in rehab. He ends up checking her in there, and I really like that they ended it well. You know, I thought they had a cute relationship, but I thought it was funny that she went really crazy, and I thought that was great. I just thought that was really funny. So yeah. The other thing and then the big thing, of course, is how did Ryan draw Wilfred as a kid? How did he do that? I thought that was amazing the way they did that. You know, obviously now we know in season 3 why, but they still have not told us. I have a feeling, again, this is going to be something we don't know. What is Wilfred? In episode 11, it's called Questions, and that was a perfect episode because it's all questions, but there are no answers. And, you know, Ryan, that's another one where Ryan starts to hallucinate a little bit. And we saw how we got a lot more into Ryan, especially with how he had another dog named Skippers, I think. Yeah, Skippers, I think that was it. Yeah, so I think it was Skippers or something like that. But he had another dog, and he knew Wilfred, obviously there was another Wilfred, and we just don't know that yet. I have a feeling since this season's going on now, they're going to go back into it, but they're not going to talk about it right now. So, yeah, I think that's what's probably going to happen. So that's pretty much what happened in the season finale. I thought it was a really good season finale. It was funny. You know, had some really great stuff. Definitely was not as dramatic as the season 1 finale, but I did think it was really good. So now I want to get into my favorite episodes of the season, and I'm going to recommend some scenes to you that I really liked. One of the things I thought really improved over the season was the chemistry between Elijah Wood and Jason Gann. They just have so much more chemistry this season. I thought they had chemistry in the first season, but it's nowhere near as great as it is in season 2. Season 2, they have amazing chemistry. They have some hilarious scenes together. Jason Gann right here has some amazing one-liners. Like, he has some really good one-liners. Some of the episodes that you really got to see them be very playful were the following episodes. Dignity, that was one where he took Wilfred to work with him. And there were a couple episodes like Now and Avoidance and, you know, things like Now and Avoidance are 2 episodes that really don't have much to them except they're sitcom-ish episodes. Avoidance I highly recommend because, I mean, a lot of dancing in that one. Be sure to look out for that episode because there's a scene of, like a 1940s version of the theme song where they dance to it. That was really cool. One of my favorite episodes of the season definitely was Truth. And that was the episode where Wilfred kind of had this premonition that something bad was going to happen to Ryan. And it didn't happen yet, and he thought it was all about him and Amanda, but it turns out, you know, there was like an earthquake or something, but then it was about him and Amanda, but it still hadn't gone on, and we still don't know what the premonition was about. I thought that was a really strong one. And another one that I'd highly recommend you check out is Control, and that's the one where Jenna and Amanda meet for the very first time, and that to me is a very different type of episode because, I mean, yeah, Wilfred is in it, but Ryan makes most of that episode really funny. He ends up telling, he doesn't want Jenna and Amanda to meet up at the same place because he's afraid something bad's going to happen. So he ends up creating these fake stories about the two of them, and it ends up not going really well. But that was a great episode. I thought that one was really funny. Honesty, that's the one where Ryan tries to get Jenna's career back on track. Highly recommend that one. It's very funny. And you'll also see Wilfred's hatred of cats, which is absolutely hilarious. Another one I recommend to you is Service, which is one of the more emotional episodes this season, where he takes his mother out on a road trip, and that's when we find out that she has some sort of condition that we don't really know about. And then the season finale. I recommend all of these episodes to you. I mean, they were all really, really good episodes, and I really would recommend the season 2. So Wilfred season 2, highly, highly, highly recommend you get it. And I recommend you get the DVD too, because the DVD has some pretty cool stuff, like the Stay exclusive short. You should check that out. It's pretty funny. Basically, Ryan has to go to the bathroom. He tells Wilfred to stay, and Wilfred just can't stay, and it's all from Wilfred's perspective. It's very funny. Then you have a couple deleted scenes, which I can see why they cut them. They weren't anything big. Then you have a blooper reel, and then you have the news at noon with Jenna, and I highly recommend you don't check out this next bonus feature. Wilfred/Ryan mashup, don't watch it. It's one of the most annoying things I've ever seen. But Wilfred season 2 is really, really good, and I really recommend you check it out. So that's it for my review of Wilfred season 2. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Did you like that it was more in Ryan's perspective? Did you like that we got more about Ryan's life? Did you like that, why do you think Amanda will return? I have this feeling Amanda's going to return somewhere this season. Did you like Amanda and Ryan's relationship? I thought they were kind of cute. Did you like Jenna's storyline about the whole squishy boobs thing? That was really funny. What did you think about the chemistry between Jason Gann and Elijah Wood? Did you think it really improved? Because I think it did. And I just really, really like this season. So that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next video. Okay, bye.